Hello. I hope everyone's doing alright. Feel kind of bad starting stream this late, but I ended up having a bit of a headache a bit earlier and ended up taking a nap to deal with it, and before I knew it, I woke up and it was like 11, and it's like, so I was like, wasn't sure I wanted to still stream it out. I'm like, just do it. So that's what I'm doing, at least. I hope everyone's been having a good weekend. It's been going good for me, at least. At least I feel it has. Well, some things have been a bit bumpy, but that's stuff I just gotta knuckle down and deal with. Oh. Okay, we're dealing with this now. So, currently we have only what I'm assuming is the final stratum or something of the Dreamer's Monolith, and 4 more areas on top of that. Probably wouldn't be surprised if there's a second phase of this whole selfie quest, but we'll hope. What? Alright, how are we doing stock-wise of things? Okay, we have 5 of those. We're good. And there's a terminal here. How nice of them. But yeah, I've been having a pretty good weekend. Yeah. I'm still feeling pretty nervous due to stuff that's going on, but Friday helped me out a lot. Friday really helped me calm down quite a bit, so there we go. Which was real nice. We had our first session of that Pathfinder 2e, which was nice. It's like, for as much as I'm kind of not an old hand, but experienced enough with TTRPGs, it's nice to just jump into something. It's nice to be learning Pathfinder 2e. Like I said, I've been somewhat interested in it, in the system, so yeah. Overall, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know how best to put it, how best to describe it, but I'm glad it's been going. It feels like it's been going as well as it did. I mean, I say that, but I didn't actually manage to do a whole lot in this session, to be honest. the biggest contribution I really ended up making is near the end. There was a puzzle. We were confronted with a puzzle, and I was the only person whose brain was. Well, there's like I think one other friend was, but they were trying to. But talking to them afterwards, they kind of just didn't want to be doing too much because their character doesn't really have the scores to back it up. But I feel like when it comes to like group puzzles, that's not such a bad thing to worry about. But I basically handled all the thing with that puzzle and feel kind of awkward about that, but also it's like, yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Because basically what amounted to doing was basically looking up the term. It's like literally just something similar to a binary search. We had 9 items. We had a means to determine which things had which group of, we had like things determine like of groups what had the false item, and then we had to find the false version of this item. We had 9 objects of this item. And we can only test 2 groups at a time. Now it took me 2 tries to figure it out. My first guess was pretty much spot on. I just made a miscalculation. I immediately thought, okay, I can do 4 forward, then there's 1 over here, and it's like, and it's like, okay. I was thinking about throwing as many coins as I could onto the group on the testing thing when I needed to hold back and only test 3. Because then that would have been, because the way I did it left us with a 50-50 shot in the end, while, but it worked out. Oh, you don't say. Because we'll gladly take those. So, Zanzo, Ijiri, so yeah, we'll gladly take all of those. Gladly. Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, the hell? Okay. Giving them MP Spring would do a lot. I definitely wouldn't mind, although also I'm kind of curious. I don't think I've even seen anyone with a high Yomi soul, so Yomi soul or whatever. could we... Okay, it would cost us the same, but it also only cost us 13,000. Also only 2% away from probably wanting to go check myself. If I had to guess, they're probably not super buried in the list, right? I'm curious how expensive. It'd just be cheaper to download a safe version of them. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do that. I guess the other thing to go check is... Give me a second. I'm going to do this. And let's take a look-see. Okay. We got this. Oh, no, it's Hiyomiyusa. Anyone else? We have them, but there's someone we can get here. I just haven't grabbed them, so I'll hold off on that. Oh, that'd be expensive, I think. Yeah, that'd be real expensive. I don't know if I have it in me to do that. Hmm. Sure. And I guess just one last... Alright. Last look-see to make sure that didn't add something. Sure. And also just me trying to give myself a little bit extra room in the menu. Okay. Okay, we're being denied all those routes. Sure, let's try this out. I figure we're probably gonna want to still try. Actually, no. There's no way she one-shots him with it. Where's my brain going? Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? She's not going to do over 280 damage. Does a lot of damage, though. Enough where it's perfectly fine to just have Sumireka be my main, you know, my magical beat stick character. Yeah, we could also just do this. Sword of Hisso. +7 luck. Yeah, I'll take +7 luck. Sure. That honestly feels real useful. Okay. At least I don't need to go actually poke my head around that corner. Find out that, oh yeah, it's a bad direction to go. Hell yeah. Yeah. All of the sleepers I'm using are really starting to really fall behind. Sorry. Just a second. sorry about that. Cat came in here and a bit hesitant to get a bit talky since I know someone's currently in the room beside me, so it's like, yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, it's... I do want money, so just gotta make sure I keep working on that. But yeah, talk more about that session from yesterday. It's like I said, kinda didn't really pull off and doing too much, which is honestly fine. Kind of how I kind of want to be. Honestly, the real impressive thing about it is it actually worked out. Basically, two of us characters being high end with with a number of the magic skills worked on, so that actually worked out in a really good way. Really glad about that. Basically, there were times where I missed a check, they hit the check. Other times, they missed a check, I hit the check, so it worked out pretty well. With most notably being finding a dead kobold corpse. I messed up the chest to check to properly identify kobold and stuff. They made that check. However, they messed up the check to determine, because in Pathfinder 2e, kobolds aren't just dragon worshippers, they worship like any kind of like, you know, high-end big deal thing. And so it was a case of figuring out what this kobold's crew were probably worshipping, and I hit that Arcana check while they failed it, which, like I said, it worked out. It's nice when skills can. It's nice when having redundant skills like this can feel like you can just help cover for someone else, not having a good roll. It's definitely better than. Feels like way better than, like, having some kind of like god tier skill monkey in the group. It really helps, so. And also, I don't have all the good magic stuff, set up. I don't really have. Because my wisdom is only a bonus of 2, and I'm not trained in religion. That's something my character, even like, how I feel my character my character's not as into religion aspect stuff, so they don't really pay or care too much attention about that stuff. Maybe I'll have them grab it at some point, but... But as it is, they're not too interested in that, so it's fine. And yeah, like I said, it was nice because, I also been miffed up a couple rolls, which fair and happens. Is kind of funny in some regards, but yeah. A lot of it came down to me just going, okay, well, yeah. I'm trying to also have the sense of not trying to just take the most supremely optimal action just because if, end up facing getting some kind of like... Part of it's also need to not being afraid of consequences, which is another thing I'm trying to work on in some regard. Basically, there was this metal bowl that we identified would act as like a minor healing potion, but could make you feel a bit sick. And I just opted to go, screw it, let me be sick, fine, then that's fine. Which worked. I mean, it's basically you had to make a fortitude save. I probably wasn't going to make that save at all, so... I think I rolled something like a 7 or something and still got a critical failure, so... That means it's pretty significant, but the effect itself is pretty minor. It just makes you sickened for an hour. Well, it's not minor, but it's, you know, if you wanted to, you could just wait it out because it's not like there's any real punishment for waiting things out, but I don't want to be doing that. That's not how I want to be approaching things myself, so we're just progressing onward. We ended up stopping the session before completing the thing, so I wrote down a note that I am sickened for an hour. It's like in general, it's like I said, I'm happy about it all. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah. Like I said, I'm happy about it. Like, yeah. The worst thing about it is it's like, honestly, the rough thing about all of it is, in all honesty, RGM is someone who generally rolls hot. So me being a character who's just making him roll more, making them roll more, is, I mean, it works. It works, but it's one of those things where generally they're hitting their saves and they're hitting the saves constantly, so it's like, Oh wait, that one gave me like a whole lot of money. Yeah, almost 3,000. But it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, in general, yeah, like I said, it all went pretty well. I one friend who's basically, I mean, it's not her first time playing a TTRPG, but it's like her second real time playing in a campaign, so it seemed like she was having about as good of a time. I don't know. It's hard to tell with some people, so you don't really know. I hope she was, but yeah. I think I'm definitely, if there's any real criticism, I think I really do think about myself with the whole session is I do feel like I was probably, I'm not happy that I was like, took up a lot of the air during that whole puzzle segment, but as I've also said, it seemed like a lot of people were checked out and were just straight up not interested in it, so I don't know. That's a problem. I probably do a better apology like next week or something. I'll just send some kind of text. I'm real sensitive about how I am in a number of fashions. It's probably one of the more annoying things about me. I'm always prone to apologize, probably way too quickly on stuff, because I'll feel like, well, I clearly messed this up, therefore... Again? Oh, sounded someone different. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 You wanna jump up here? Mm-hmm. 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 What? Sorry about the radio silence, but you're on my lap. Okay, there we go. Oh, I can talk quickly. Okay, yeah. Jeez, kind of lost track of where I was in terms of my train of thought. I was talking about the Pathfinder campaign, the campaign session we had yesterday, and yeah, I think the last thing I would mention is how it's like one of the problems with how I'm running my characters. I'm making the GM roll, but the GM rolls, but this GM just generally rolls. Our GM rolls pretty good, so they don't really, that on its own doesn't really do too much. But like I said, overall it was a good first session, and yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much, and I'm always bad about some regard things, and it's like, yeah. But it was nice to just, you know, be able to actually feel like I contributed to stuff beyond just being some combat figure, which is good. Because in both of the Starfinder things I've been a part of, I've pretty much just been more of a combat guy. So it's good to be, you know, a bit past that. To be, well, not past it, but just to, you know, just to be doing some other stuff. Which is kind of how I expect this character to be. I've got some ideas for what I want to be doing with them, but also it's a case of, yeah. I have some ideas of stuff I want to do with them, so hopefully hopefully I'll get some good chances to actually act on this. Hopefully. As I always do, I feel like I need to be very cognizant of some of my own personal hang-ups and try to not be shitty about stuff. I do find it funny that one of our friends decided to change which character they were playing because they're like, okay, we need a dedicated healer. And it's like, I mean, I guess. I mean, it would help ensure someone's first, like, time with this isn't garbage if someone can help us, you know, make, you know, combat less grueling. Okay, finally kind of like cycle around back. Which might not be the best thing, but I want to make sure I clear the map as much as I can. So the fact that I have some big holes in the map, something I'm not super happy about. But yeah, we ended up stopping, like, we're most of the way through the dungeon. I really do feel like we're most of the way through what the thing we're trying to get through is, which is good. I guess the one thing is that for as much as I feel like I've been making some observations and saying stuff in character, it's like they kind of fit my guy, at least. My character's high intelligence to wisdom. I don't know. Like I said, I'm always really hypersensitive on how I myself am, and end up like not liking if I'm like too uncalled about some things, so I'll probably just say something in group chat tomorrow or something. No, later today at this point for me. On one hand, a part of me is thinking I'll start using some sleeper bells soon. On the other hand, I do like the money I'm getting a lot. I also need to finish up some things. I feel like I need to finish up some other things with my character too, in terms of their backstory and stuff. But it's like, juggling a bunch of stuff in life right now makes doing all that hard. One of my greatest problems is, I think one of my greatest problems when it comes to TTRPG stuff is I kind of, as you know, from that whole stream I did last week, is I kind of always have this problem where I just try turning the whole, like, making a character for a session, which should be something to just quick do a general overview. I turn into this like complete mini writing project, and it's like, you don't need to do that, RBF. In fact, you shouldn't do that. It's one of my biggest issues with making a character is I don't just make a character. Because the big thing is that I'm not even sure I enjoy doing that, is the thing. It's just where my brain immediately goes, is turn into a mini writing project. I'm not even sure if it's something I honestly enjoy, which is probably one of the bigger things with it. To think about that though, but it's like, yeah, in the end though, it's still just the way I go about doing things. It's kind of why I've generally had like some degree of hesitation when it comes to like doing some RP stuff here and there with in some regards, because it's also just, like I said, I put too much effort into characters, and it's like even simple ones. Like honestly, I feel like the Mecha Gen character is the one I've put like the least amount of work into. Well, I guess both the Starfinders. I mean, I've got general overviews. The biggest problem is I think I just try to answer too many questions of the backstory. Try to fill it out when it's like, really, you don't need to. I think in all honesty, for my character's backstory to be complete, all I gotta do is probably hammer out the thing I say happened in there in terms of their, like, why they were kicked out of the school they were kicked out of. We'd hammer around that. Probably come up with 2 people there they were connected to there. And that'd be fine. Okay. We're gonna use it. Oh wow, we're at 90,000 money. Oh yeah. Actually not too bad. But yeah, it's one of those things where like that's probably like the big stuff I really need to do. Maybe add in a little bit more as to how might be connected to some members of the party, but that'd be something that had to be collaborative, and I need to talk to some other people and actually like, yo, hey yo. Because in all honesty, like, one of them is someone who honestly, my character would know because of the circles we run in. It feels awkward to bring up stuff like that because it's like, you know, this feels awkward to me, but it's something I should do because it would probably better flesh out some things that'd be. Oh, this was only the second floor, and 6,000. It's a lot of money. I do have some handheld batteries I can use. And we're kind of doing fine in terms of our MP, so... Oh, this floor's big. Yeah, I think it's probably not any bigger than the last floor. Maybe. Convert into money, because in the end I can also use this to really help me do fusion later, so it's all good. But yeah, in the end it's like it's all stuff I'm going to think about. And it's one of those things, it's hard because one of those problems I have is I get into my own head and I make myself feel bad about stuff. Oh, you clearly messed this up, clearly messed this up, clearly messed this up. Which is one of those things why feedback in all regards is really important. I don't want to be some kind of weird asshole. More than anything, I don't want to be some weird asshole. Okay, good. Installs the mystery of that square. And I honestly, one of the things I want to kind of do is make my character somewhat of a crafting character, like, which, you know, it's why I saw Cauldron and that jumped out to me. It's like, probably not it's also kind of why it's like, healer might not be that important in the long run, at least right now it's fine, and they have another rogue, a roguish character they're going to play that they're just not playing right now, so. I mean, if situations change and they feel like they want to swap to that character, that's probably what they'll do. Sure. I said getting them at least in the range of 400 HP is kind of a goal. Their magic damage is important. Building up luck a bit is helpful. Luck factors into all things. and it helps with negotiations, and right now intelligence just isn't as useful. So, you know, just pumping up our luck feels like the route to go. And Sumireka hasn't even... How the heck is Shimada constantly recovering their MP, though? Is something I'm not understanding. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe because they leveled up? No. They don't regenerate their MP from leveling. I honestly have no idea where Shimada's getting their MP recovered from. I honestly don't have a clue. But yeah. Just to like, yeah, but yeah, I guess to wrap up because it's not much else I can really talk about, like the Pathfinders 2E stuff. It's like, my general goal with my character is to try to probably aim for being a witch who does a bunch of crafting. And honestly, I think that'd be cool. We're gonna see though. I'm a bit hesitant, and I don't think I might have messed something up with character creation, but that's an easy enough thing to fix. It's not even something that actually really matters too much, because it's like, how much you don't really... I think I may have forgotten to grab a spell component pouch, but that's like an easy enough thing to fix. Half of it is I also always forget that thing exists, because it generally just never actually matters, like at all. Okay, good, I guess. Although I'm left wondering what's over here. Okay, that's just a complete dead end. Gotcha. We'll probably need to uncover it at some point, but that's fine. And honestly, I don't mind fighting battles on here too much because we actually have money now. Which is good. We need cash. I will say... Let's see. And it's one of those things where I do agree with the idea of that, honestly, probably just two of my friends currently sitting out because of some personal reasons right now. Just probably helps out a lot, because, yeah, not having a little bit more breathing room with like 5 people with only like 5 people is pretty good. It's pretty good. Although it does sound like our GM changed their mind on what to go with for gear progression stuff, but honestly that's probably not a bad idea. Basically, we talked about like some weeks back, and the idea was probably going with something where where there'd be like some kind of weird, unique upgrades where like you could have choices of, and they've, I guess, opted for just a progression where as things go, you just okay. A lot of paths. Opted for like a more like automatic progression, which Happens. Probably not a bad idea with how many of us there's going to be in total by the end, honestly. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited about this, and we're probably going to be continuing it next week. And thankfully it's not like there's a whole bunch for us to do, it feels like, left in this dungeon, so that'll be fine. And that looks like a room with a bunch of conveyor belts. Okay. Alright, of course, the other reason why. I don't think I've really been having them use a lot of magic. Oh, I have been. I've been having them use wind every once in a while. I honestly have no idea where Shimada's been recovering their MP. But yeah, I mean, we was just trying to think of like a different topic to go over to, and there's like one other thing. One other thing that's like has been going on is Twitch recently did the thing where they're like, hey, we're gonna no longer support VODs, but we're not gonna support VODs if you have like 100 hours of highlight. Well, we're not gonna support highlights if you have like 100+ hours of them. And it's like, okay. I'd basically been using to store VODs, so as you might have noticed from the little indicator underneath the whole like simplified about, I have set up a VOD channel. Now, I'm not under any illusions of people actually caring about my VODs beyond me, but one, I don't have I don't actually have an internet connection where I could reliably download my VODs to back up myself. I don't have the storage capacity to back up my VODs myself. So, and I have been thinking, you know, just setting up a YouTube channel would be fine for it, so that's what I ended up. This ended up pushing me over the edge to do it, so yeah, that's really what ended up happening there. In the end, it's like I'm happy having done it, although there's definitely some work. One of the VODs was giving me some especially trouble in terms of stuff on it being claimed, and I do understand that a lot of those claiming things are just BS things people put up because they can get away with it. Thankfully, like, only one of them's really causing trouble on YouTube, and that one I can just, apparently YouTube will go, oh, we can mute it for you. I'm like, okay, do that. It's not like any of this stuff's monetized, so, yeah. I'd probably need to care if it was, but... I mean, look, let's be honest. I've been streaming on Twitch for, like, 2.5? It feels a bit rude, but no, just go with that. Just counting time-wise, it's been like 2.5 years. And I'm still really no closer to being affiliate, so... And I know some people are like, oh, but look at your follower count. It's like, yeah, but I mean... That's never been the big barrier for me. The big barrier for affiliate for me has always been having an average of 3 viewers. And that's just not something I'm ever going to, it feels like I'm ever going to feasibly reach. So, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel rude for saying that, but I mean, this is me being very real. Like, let's be pretty real about it. It's one of those things, I've never really been under any illusions of anything either, so it's not like it's a big whoop for me to admit it. But it's like, yeah. Now, I will admit there's been like one time where it actually came close to 3 average viewers per stream, but that, honest, because it's like only 3 average viewers like within the span of a month, I think is like the time frame of streaming, and it's like that only came close to happening because a friend had consistently been raiding me with giant raids, and sheer ontological and just sheer inertia of a big number was, you know, was winning the day in regards to that. That was like the closest I've ever been, and honestly, in that situation, I wouldn't have activated affiliate or anything either, because it's like, yeah. Not because I want to leave any money on the table, but just because I don't want to be jumping through a bunch of hoops for something that honestly just isn't gonna do anything other than, you know, yeah. I don't know. Basically, the main thing is it's just I'm under no illusions. I mean, streamed for like 2.5 years. Viewership isn't really that much better than it's been. It hasn't really improved that much. So yeah, I'm just, yeah, which is fine, as I've made probably abundantly clear in a lot of ways. I stream because I want to stream. That is not going to change. The only things that probably make me stop streaming for a decent amount of time is, as happened like last year, something very personal that happens and I need to deal with it. Otherwise, yeah, no, I'll continue streaming. I enjoy it. It gives me a good outlet for rambling, and I mean, I like trying to be sociable. I mean, it as always fails. It always fails. But I mean, it's me trying, which I at least enjoy trying. in terms of some people, well, what do you mean it's failed? Just trust me when I say that. I mean, it is something that I myself can personally gauge in terms of my own efforts, and it's like, yeah. It's how shit goes. What do we got? That is either going to be another stair up, or yeah. Honestly, going through this dungeon with as over leveled as I am has been great for my money reserves. There we go. But yeah, thankfully I'm gonna... It's like one of those, like I said, I have been happy about setting up the VOD channel. I do find it a bit annoying that YouTube goes out of its way to just loudly go, hey, yo, wow, this video's done the best of all your videos. It has had 0 views. It's like, oh, okay, you could just not tell me. You could just not tell me, YouTube. That's fine. I don't really care about the analytics of stuff. It's one of those things. It's like, it only sticks out as much as it does because the services are constantly insisting on telling you how your analytics are doing, and it's like, oh. Lump them in then? Sure. Like, in the end, we'll probably be fine with how over-leveled we are, but I don't think that just, You seem familiar. Okay, then. Oh, that's all you did? Okay. Ooh, that's gonna suck to deal with. Alright. You can also just buff our attack. Bum, 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 bum. Right, I've been so busy bribing this enemy out of existence, I never actually learned what they were weak to. Fire and ice, okay. You also have 25,000 HP. Sure. Ooh. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, they've been buffing themselves. Okay. It's a shame I completely undid that buff they throw. Of course, that's kind of how they're rolling, isn't it? Absent record defend. You just told me you just told me about the bounty. Good to actually have money. That'd be all the way over here. Oh. Oh, that's just gonna make them mad. You, I know how to deal with. whole bunch of beating people up. Okay, this is gonna be a pain in the butt then. Good band. Sure. They do seem to be using the magic reflectability, like, a lot. Probably just shouldn't expect to be able to actually hit them with magic since they have 3 turns they can dedicate to stuff. Yeah. Sure, that works. Okay, now we can just warp ourselves back. And with this, we should have access to whatever like is the next big checkpoint in the Dreamer's Monolith, although I don't think we're gonna reach it this stream. Mostly because I had a taste of what one of the floors, we had a taste of what the initial floor was like, and it's like, a part of it's like, this is old, those are only gonna get rougher. At least doing fights in the Dreamer's Monolith is probably going to get us a lot of money. Of course, these things don't really last that long. That's the thing. These really don't last that long. And with how meaty floors can be, especially how long that can take. Yeah. Trying to think about what to do, because it's like the real problem with like the floors in that I've like been noticing with how they've gotten so big in the Dreamer's Monolith is I can't really quickly make my way through them. So it's not like, you know, trying to scope out a floor or two right now would be actually that beneficial, which is kind of the problem. What level is Sumerika? Sumerika is 65, so we can fuse up to level 75, I feel. Oh. Strong, for sure. What is the question? 378. I definitely want to give him the single target. Yeah, that works. I'm just gonna take a peek down the list quick. Please excuse the loud noise. Okay. Brain's currently thinking we need to check out the Genbu Ravine. We're at 90%. 90% is, I feel like, usually sometimes a breaking, you know, a demarcation point for these lists. So, it's only right I go check. Nope. Okay. We've filled out quite a bit of the database at this point. 90 should be over 90% now. Right? We should be like over 90%. Yep, 90.42. I think only other thing I want to do before I go stream is, before I end stream is, I want to go check in on Marissa. Haven't seen her in a while, so... I think I can just warp to the Magic Forest and that'd be the fastest way to her place. Yeah, it is. By far. Remember we trimmed those books? Yeah, it seemed that they'd give me the option to investigate that. Maybe there's something? Oh, no, I'm still sealed. What? Because, yeah, that's like the way the game opened up was weird in context of everything else. Whatever, because whatever this is probably involving this area, but we can't do anything with it yet. Because the whole time I conversate with Marissa definitely reminds me just how weird stuff is. God, I don't want to be going into digging into too much stuff, but I guess for the most part, yeah. I'm just gonna call it then. I really don't want to get started in the Dreamers Monolith yet. That sounds like it'd be an undertaking for another stream, honestly, is the thing. The fact is, I started way too late, and even though I figured, oh, I'd probably be fine, you know, streaming late, I am starting to feel a bit tired, so it's like, yeah. Gotta take care of myself, you know? Anyways, hope everyone's, like I said, I hope everyone's been doing alright. Let's see. Let me actually see. Is Mr. JRPG still streaming? Because if so, we can just raid him for like the first time in forever. I think he's done. No, he's still going. Okay. He might be in the last stretch. He's been playing Half Minute Hero. It's his birthday streamathon thing, and yeah. You know, it's been forever since I've rated him. So, why not? I mean, for as much as it matters. Anyways. Thanks for coming to watch. If you watch the VOD, thank you for watching the VOD. I'll be back in a few days. That's how things have been. Anyways, thanks to stream. Oh, no, wait, I'm streaming. Brain's just tripping. Anyways, goodbye, take care, and hopefully everyone's has a good week coming up. Peace.